Hey YouTube, it's Hannah Loba. If you want more MotoAmerica content, check out the new and vastly improved MotoAmerica Live Plus app. It's the only place you can catch all the race action in one place all season long. Click the link in the description below.
Fishing King of the Baggers, race number 2. It's Hayden Gillum, Troy Herfoss, and Tyler O'Hara on the front row.
With Kyle Wyman, who was quickest this morning in warm-up, and Rispoli and Rocco Landers. Rocco coming off his first podium yesterday, and then we got Jake Lewis, Max Flinders, and Corey West. 9 riders, Greg, so here we go.
9 laps scheduled for Fishing King of the Baggers, race number 2. When the lights go off, we're going. Big V-twin rev limiters getting after it. And it looks like a good launch from our pole sitter.
Kyle Wyman, is that him? They just go straight back to last?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle Wyman's got a problem. He must have told Jake Lewis that he's got a problem with his clutch. And that's exactly what's going on. Kyle Wyman, second in points right now, told one of his competitors he's got a problem, and he does, Greg. So he is dead last. But at the front, it's going to be Hayden Gillum over Tyler O'Hara as Herfoss now looks to go up underneath Rocco Landers, and James Rispoli's going to be fifth. This is him telling him he's got a problem with the clutch. And I saw it before that, before we actually, man, that is such a bummer.
Pro move, though.
Oh, man, pro move, total pro move from Kyle Wyman there. He's going to have to do whatever he can just to circulate and try to nurse that Harley home. But this is a big points time now for Troy Herfoss. He's got his teammate right in front of him, and they do not want to let Hayden Gillum get away, but that's exactly what he's doing just at the moment. He's already pulled out probably half a second as you get a good overview of this tight technical section of Brainerd. This big long right-hander. You can see part of the old track there, Greg, that we used to run a long time ago. They've now taken that part out, and they've added this bit.
Yeah, I call this the hourglass part of the track. And you can see riders going through the dirt, and that overhead shot gave you a good idea of where second in the championship is Kyle Wyman. So now with 9 riders in this field, Jay, this really is not the worst time for this to happen to Kyle Wyman. I suppose if he can get it all the way home, there's 7 points at stake for him if he's able to finish in 9th position, not including any attrition we might have in the 8 laps that remain in this race. But right now it's all about Hayden Gillum, a 137.273.
Well, this from Rocco too. Rocco has been super competitive. Then these guys in front, as you can see, Troy Herfoss trying to go up underneath his teammate.
Oh my goodness.
Gave him room, but that's going to cost them both a little bit of time. Let's see, he's going to get by. Is he going to make a pass? Yeah, he is. He's going to make the pass from Tyler. Big move from Troy Herfoss.
That was so risky when you think about the championship too. And up the inside he goes. What do you see, Jay?
All right, well, first thing is, good on Tyler O'Hara for seeing it coming or feeling it, because he obviously got that bike stood upright to him.
So for Troy Herfoss, he's trying to close the gap on Hayden Gillum. If he knows what's going on with Kyle Wyman, oh, and there he goes.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That is a huge error right there for Troy. That is, wow. And Kyle Wyman is going to roll around here in a minute and see this and just not even believe his eyes. So Kyle's rolling around in 9th place. He's probably about 15 seconds right now away from coming up to see Troy Herfoss.
I'm not as familiar with the factory Harley-Davidson equipment, but here's the crash.
Gets in there, he's going to tuck the front. You're going to see it probably. It looks like he almost hit a bagger.
Yep.
The bag hit looked like on the inside curbing, and it just kind of lifted the front wheel off the ground. He's extremely lucky, too, that it didn't snap a handlebar off. So Wyman will probably have seen that was Troy up ahead of him, and now Rocco Landers has got a problem. So Rocco is going to park his bike. All of a sudden, you got Gillum, O'Hara, and now Rispoli is going to be jumped up into 3rd.
At Brainerd International Raceway, in a race that we'll be talking about in this championship, looking back on 2024, it could be the turning point.
But what's crazy is between the 2 championship contenders, we haven't had those big point swings, even though the opportunity has been there for those big point swings. They just haven't had it. As it goes now, it's going to be Herfoss is going to gain 4 points on the championship on Kyle Wyman, and sure, you'll take it, but it could have been so much better, or it could have been so much worse.
Troy Herfoss is going to be kicking himself after this one, but what an opportunity for James Rispoli to be able to pay his team back for the effort of wheeling this bike out, getting it ready to roll after what happened yesterday. I know it's going to be on Rispoli's mind on this final lap. Gillum, O'Hara, Rispoli, Jake Lewis, Corey West, Flinders. Herfoss does come across the stripe in 7th place, still 16 seconds behind Flinders. Just going a little bit quicker, so like Jason said, there's no time there, and we're still on our timing and scoring screens. Kyle Wyman comes across. So Kyle Wyman is working the last lap of the race. And this guy, what can you say about Hayden Gillum? What a weekend he's had. He's been looking for it. The team's been looking for it. We come to a racetrack where the superior handling of this Revzilla Motul Vance & Hines Harley-Davidson pays dividends. There's not as much of a gap in performance from this bike to the factory bikes when you come to Brainerd International Raceway. And Hayden Gillum capitalizes and now gets that front wheel secured in the air as he takes the checkered flag and his second win of the weekend. And Tyler O'Hara back on the podium. A nice clean race for the 29 and a good points haul of 20 points. And James Rispoli, the 43, on the Harley-Davidson Factory Racing Road Glide. 6.5 second margin to victory over Tyler O'Hara. James Rispoli, Lewis, Corey West, Flinders, Herfoss and Wyman, 7th and 8th. Wow, that's going to take us to 13th, so only 1 point gain. Good job for Kyle, man, for just making it happen.